Welcome to Dan's haunted cottage. Step inside if you dare.
Well, hello there, fine fellows and lasses of the YouTube nation. I hope you're all fine and dandy out there in YouTube land and that everything is going your way. Now, today is very exciting for me because I've been waiting on today for quite some time. Well, not particularly today, but I've been waiting on an event that I'll be doing today that I've been wanting to do for so long. It was planned to be done earlier on in the year, but unfortunately circumstances changed and it didn't enable me to do it. However, tonight is going to be the night. Now, I'm going on a paranormal investigation and I'm going to a building or a church that I have done previously. The reason I'm so excited is that I've actually experienced what I believe to be paranormal activity in this church, and it's quite a creepy looking place, but at the same time it's absolutely beautiful, and it's set in the beautiful countryside. It's actually on the border of Norfolk and Suffolk. The church itself is probably 12th to 13th century. Previous to that, there was a wooden church on the actual site. And as I say, there's an abundance of activity that goes on there. A friend of mine has got more to do with the church than I have, obviously. In actual fact, he's kind of a, I suppose, unofficial carer for the church, and everybody sees him as such. He's a regular visitor to it, and he kind of built up a rapport, be it an uneasy one, with the energies and the spirits that lie therein. Particular spirit that is resident in this church is of a vicar. Now, this man of the cloth had been declothed or derobed at least twice, and the reason that he'd been struck off the list of vicars is because of his behaviour. He was very debauched. The man was a drunkard. He was also he knocked around with ladies of the night, and it is believed that the reason that they moved him out of the way, he used to have a big parish, but they moved him to the parish of Santon because they thought that it was a very quiet area and that he wouldn't be, or there's not many parishioners, if any, there, and therefore he wouldn't be able to, he's just tucked out of the way. They did want to get rid of him initially, fully, but apparently he had some sort of, I don't know, he had some sort of hold over the members of the church, so they didn't really want to go down that route. Now, the reason that I'm videoing it here in the house rather than outside the church is because by the time I get to the church this evening, it's going to be far too cold and far too dark to be able to do any kind of videoing outside of it. The only videoing that I'll really be doing from the church, probably, in all probability, will be IR, infrared. Now, getting back to this vicar, he had a long line of nastiness about him and horribleness about him, even to the point that they say that he used to hold orgies actually in the church of an evening, and he held it with some other men of the cloth and some, dare I say, nefarious ladies of the night. So he was drunkard, he was full of a complete catalyst for debauchery and just an overall odious character. Now, as I say, I have been to this church before, and one of the pieces of activity that happened there, or one of the things that are paranormal that happened there, is you go to, I think it's in the chancel, you go into the chancel and there's this very strong smell, this overpowering smell of alcohol, of whiskey. And when we initially went into the church, I couldn't smell it, but eventually I did. I've heard some knocks and bangs in there, I've seen some slight movement of articles and things, and my friend Eddie has picked up some very good EVPs from there. In actual fact, I'm going to see if I can clear it with him and see if he will kindly allow me to put one of his EPs, probably the best one that he's got, which is a Class A EVP from the Reverend, to Eddie, See if he'll let me put it on my site, put it on my channel, so that you guys will get a flavour and an idea of how odious this character is. Not Eddie. Eddie's lovely, but indeed the Reverend, the vicar. Yes, he was into all sorts of things: gambling, womanising, drinking, the whole shebang, the whole 9 yards, as they say. And unfortunately, he passed away, and well, maybe some people may think it is, but he certainly hasn't gone. You know, I will tell you now, I think that he is still there, and I think he's still in residence, and I think that he's still as odious as he always was. So some things don't change when people move over to the spirit world. I know you see a lot of people say, well, you get enlightened, you do this, you do that. Maybe he hasn't gone as far as he should, purely and simply on the basis that he's frightened what might be waiting for him the other side. He's maybe a little bit scared about judgment. I don't know. But certainly he's still there, and he's still carrying on his nasty ways. So I'm going to have a word with Eddie when we get there, see if he's okay to go on camera. He generally is. And he can give you a little bit more information about it, because, as I say, Eddie's more or less a part of the fixings at this building. Sorry I've gone on so long, but I just wanted to give you a general flavour and idea of what it's going to be like tonight. So I will speak to you all a little bit later. Take care, guys. Right, well, hello there, everybody, and welcome to Santon Old Church. And I'm here with Eddie, who is I kind of guess, are you the official or unofficial custodian, Eddie?
Well, it's more the case I got permission from the trustees.
Right.
So everything is okay on that one.
So we'll go along with official custodian then. We'll go along with Eddie's the caretaker of the church and overseer. Now, Eddie, there's a couple of things I wanted to ask you about the church. Obviously, you know this church inside out, and you've had dealings, and there's a certain spirit or energy in there, isn't there?
There is.
And it's of an old reverend, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Richard Kendall.
Richard Kendall.
Reverend
And he's
Richard
quite a
Kendall.
nefarious character, wasn't he, by all accounts?
Well, by all accounts, he's gone in history as a drunkard, he's gone as a womanizer, he's gone in as a blasphemer, and basically all the actual stuff that we've had from here, EVP-wise, we've had swearing and stuff, we had women actually screaming out for help.
Really?
We had the one guy, which I take to be him, shouting out, "I'll kill her! I'll kill her! I'll kill her!"
And you think that's probability that could be him?
Basically what happened is they were trying to wipe out prostitution.
Right, okay.
So in which case there's three. There's him, Walter and Thelma.
Right.
And Thelma would coerce the actual prostitutes and come along, gain the trust.
Right.
And then after that, they would take them into the actual church. That's where Walter and Kendall would take over.
So are we looking at a possibility of some sort of satanic worship here, or some dark magic,
nothing,
or just a nasty individual?
No, well, it's not a nasty individual, that's the thing of it. You see, what you got to look at is, this is 1600s.
Right, so
Yes,
you're
you're
going
a vicar,
back.
and he's thinking to himself, I want to wipe this plague of prostitution out
Right.
of my area.
Right,
So in which case, that's the way how he found to actually do it.
right, okay.
Today,
Okay.
it looks absolutely horrendous. One of the most horrendous things that you'll possibly get.
So you think it's probably a man of his
But-
time then?
In the time, it would probably be more the 1600s. At that point, you'd have had the Civil War.
Yeah,
At that
yeah,
point
you've
in
had a lot
time.
going on.
Matthew Hopkins would have been roaming around.
Well, it's a right area, perfect area. All round here, all round where I live, it's absolutely spot on area. Now the thing about him is, I mean, yeah, he's from the 1600s, but you've had it running with him, haven't you?
One or two quite a few swear words.
There's
and
one
that.
really good EVP that you've got,
Oh,
isn't there?
yes,
I was
there is.
hoping to ask you if I could use that on.
You can indeed.
Thank you very much. Permission from the man himself. Brilliant.
Mhm.
So I won't tell you what it is. I'm going to let you see if you can decipher it, and then I'll let you know after. So right, I think now there's a haunted pew in there as well, a haunted stall, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
And
don't want to say too much about that
no,
one.
no, I've been in it before.
You
as
have?
Dawn has. Where's Dawn?
I'm here.
Where's Dawn? Come out of the darkness. You're
Like I
lurking.
say,
She's lurking in the darkness.
don't
Come
want
here, Dawn.
to say anything about that for
No, that's okay.
Sid.
No, that's
Hello,
okay.
everyone.
Can you? Where's Dawn?
Hello.
Where? There's Dawn.
Hello.
So there's Dawn. She's my comrade in arms, as it were. We've been doing this together for many, many years, and we're going to be doing the investigation with Eddie. And your dad's going to be here, isn't he?
Yes, he's roaming around.
He's
somewhere.
roaming around somewhere. The man can't wait. He's off. He's
taking
got the bit between his
photos
teeth and he's
yeah,
done it.
yeah.
So, all right. Thank you, Eddie. I appreciate it very much, Mr. Eddie Mallet. Very
No worries.
kind of you to allow us access here, and very kind of you to allow me to interview you.
No worries
And
at all.
Dawn, well, she's
Come
going
on,
to
Dawn.
cut furniture. Right. See you later, guys.
Dawn, come in.
Right, hi guys. Excuse the silly hat. So we're inside the church now, and obviously recording. I'll give you a layout. I think that's the chancel behind you, Eddie.
Yeah.
So the chancel, if you can see it, is behind Eddie over
This
there.
part of the church is all 1600s.
Right, okay.
The chancel was built as an add-on in the 1800s.
Did you? If I remember you saying something about the possibility of was somebody buried under there? You think
I think that's where Reverend Campbell was buried.
the man himself?
Yeah.
I remember the last time we did this. There was a terrible smell of drink from that area. There was a whiskey smell, wasn't there?
Yeah, indeed. Well, basically what happened is they built the actual chancel with
Right.
the top of his grave.
Right. Okay. So
He
he's.
seemed to have.
So they think he's through there then. Let me take you for a little walk, guys. See if I can.
It's on the left-hand side of the altar.
Can't see anything here. I'm looking. It's pitch black in here, guys. I can't really see much. So the chancel is through here. So this is the. You say it's 18th century,
Yeah, well, it's 18th century.
and they think that he's through here somewhere, buried through here somewhere.
Yeah.
Right,
On
okay,
the
so that's-
left-hand side
Right.
of the actual altar.
Right. They think that's where he is. Okay.
We've done a dowsing. 2 people have done dowsing, and 2 people came up with a body at that spot, a grave body.
Okay. So this adage, this chancel would be built over him then, I guess, would it? Or so I'm guessing he's not too happy about that. 'Cause if he's not got a marker.
This is where we mostly hear him if that's the case.
Right. Okay, so I'll turn around now. That's Eddie. That's Sid. There's Dawn. Hello, Dawn. Now walk to the back of the church. As you can see, there's the oaken door that we came through. Absolutely stunning. And then there you go, the rest of the church there. It's so dark. I mean, it's not a very big building, but it's big enough to fall over and hurt yourself because it's so dark. And then back round to here, and I believe that this is the haunted stall, isn't it? This is the haunted pew on here.
That's the pew. That one.
There you
So
go.
you have to.
So I'll go in there. That's all right.
Yep.
Yes, I'll go in here. Right, I'll go in haunted pew, stall, what have you, and I'll turn the camera around on my ugly face. And right,
I was you that went.
No, it's me, yeah.
that was Dawn, was it? Okay. Dawn's behind me, haunting me as usual. So is there any particular spirit that's associated with this?
We don't know who it is and different times. I'm not going to say too much about it because Sid hasn't had his go in there, not yet.
Right, fair enough.
So he can actually experience it. And come of that, I want to see how you get from it as well. 'cause
Fair
different
enough.
Spirits, different nights. There's something that I'm waiting for. It's happened to 8 or 9 people at the moment.
So are there any energies or spirits in this church with us this evening? I know that I'm in this haunted stall. Is it something that you're not happy for me to be doing, or are you okay with it? I just wanted to ask that question, please. If you're not okay with it, just let us know. Let me know, and I will move. Probably quicker than you think. So silent. Do you know when they say the peace is...
Female voice there.
Was there?
Yeah,
I thought I heard something.
Do you know when they say the peace is deafening? So Eddie thinks he's heard a female voice there, and so does Dawn. So, excuse me, young lady or madam, could you make your presence known to us, please? Would it be possible that you could either knock or touch me or touch one of us? If you're not happy that I'm here in your seat or in your stall, would you say it again, please, so we can hear you? That was under the seat, but I don't know if it was me or not.
Was it me?
It might be me moving, to be fair. It might be me moving, to be fair. So could you tell me why, or could you let us know why this stall, this seating area is haunted by you or by whoever? Is it yours? Is it... Was that a knock? Or was that somebody else?
Not me.
I don't think that's a knock.
Do you not?
No.
So you can see Dawn's behind me. Could you possibly let your presence be known to us, please? Could you either, as I say, speak to one of us, speak to all of us if you would, please? I don't want to force the issue. I don't want to treat you like a trained animal or a monkey. You're a person and I want to treat you accordingly, with respect.
That's a word.
I heard something then.
Could you say that louder, please? Did you just tap there?
That was me moving.
I'm the only lady here. Do you mind me being here? Do you want to say anything?
No, I've been at rest. See if we get something when it comes through. Is that a recorder you got here?
Yeah, it's a dictaphone.
That there is to put that on the altar and then just leave it recording.
What I'm going to do in a minute, so Sid's going to put his voice recorder onto the altar because Eddie seems to think it's good, or he's had good results from that. And I'm going to get out a piece of kit in a minute. Like I'm going to get out. I can't remember the name of it really, but I'm going to get it out anyway in a minute, and I'm going to use it. And what it does is it picks up on stray electromagnetic Now I'm assuming, is there electricity in this building, Eddie? No. So it's the same as the day it was built. Nothing, no electricity, nothing. So if it picks up on any electromagnetic energies, there are no power lines around here or anything, then we might just have something. So I'll get back to you in a second, guys. Right, hi guys, bear with me, I'm sorry about this, I'm going to take the hat off. So, I just want to show you some pieces of equipment I'm going to use. I've got a periscope, which is this piece of kit here. So you just saw that, you can see that lighting up. It's because I'm close to it, so it's picking up on magnetic energy probably from me, and from the camera, possibly. So I'm going to set this home somewhere, and we're going to get some video of it and see if we can get any responses via the periscope. Hopefully, the closer the energy comes to it, then the more light you get, the more strength you'll get through it. So that's one. The second thing that I want to use is, bear with me at the minute, just for the time being, is the K2, which also picks up on stray electromagnetic energy from the magnetic energy field. And so if there's anything in here, well, there is no electricity running through here, there's no pylons near here, so hopefully we'll get some hits off of this. So we'll just see. It's a waiting game, as I've said before.
Strange thing about Katie.
So I've placed the Paranologies machine, I've placed it up there on the altar. I'll show you, have a look guys, have a quick look, I'll turn you around. You can just about see it on the left hand corner up there.
I heard a sign, I said that was you then.
You did sigh, didn't you? So,
Did you just sigh? Dad?
Huh?
Did you just sigh?
No.
kill. Most of that.
I think
So we're just going to
Yeah, so
keep an eye on that and see if anything happens.
So reading that
So-
down.
Is there a man of the cloth in this building with us this evening? The noise you hear is a train, I believe.
Yeah, no, it's Cambridge.
There you go. What was that? Was that you?
I'm taking this, that.
It's not this. It's not this.
That's silly.
It's not this. It's something through there. Is there a... There's a red light through there.
That's my dictaphone.
It's not your dictaphone, is it?
Yeah.
Is that what's making the noise?
I mean,
No, I wouldn't be making that.
Oh, you're saying that thing's not making the noise?
No.
Oh,
Well, we're just going to have a look through here, guys, and see what that noise is.
it is, Dad. It's your dictaphone's making that noise.
Bear with me, guys. I can see where... Right, okay, so I'm going to put that back on the pulpit again. See me placing it up there. So there it is there, guys. Okay, so we're going to do... I've got one down here as well, guys. I can find it. It's so dark in here. So I've got this K2. So I'm going to ask if there are any... K2 there. If there are any spirit energies that would like to come close to me. Let's see if we can get something going here. Are there any spirit energies that would like to come close to me, would like to get close to me and hopefully start the lights on this machine moving up and down? I promise you, this machine will cause you no harm. If it was there to cause you harm, or if I thought it would cause you harm, I wouldn't be using it. It's just a machine that indicates when you're close to me or when you're around. Obviously I can't see you with the naked eye, although that would be something I think we'd all like to do, isn't it? But just to give us an indication that you're close. Or maybe you're up in the pulpit. So is there a man of the cloth with us this evening? Is there a reverend, an honourable reverend with us this evening? Now I know that you've spoken to Eddie. In fact, I've heard the recording of it. I don't know if you know what a recording is, but I've heard it. And I wondered if you could do the same for us, if you could talk for us so that we'd be able to pick up your voice on one of our machines, please. So there's nothing going on up there at the minute. Nothing going on with the K2. So I think, what are you reckoning, guys? Anybody else want to ask out?
No.
No? It's not like you do. You're not asking out.
I've gone shy.
Well, don't.
We ask you to tap on something.
Can you tap on something just so we know you're here somewhere?
There's a train again, guys, in the background.
right on cue.
Right on cue. Far enough away, but close enough to hear.
Try and say anything you possibly can, please.
What's the chap's name, did you say there?
Reverend Richard Kendall.
Sometimes it'll come out and feel you can't do it.
Exactly, yeah. It's like EVP style.
Perhaps you can't.
Reverend Kendall, are you here? Could you knock on something for us, please, if you don't mind, sir? If that's a possibility. Or do you think that what we're doing is practicing the dark arts? Do you think that we're doing something ungodly by trying to contact those on the other side? If you think that we're being disrespectful, sir, which I assure you we aren't, or you think that we're doing something not nasty or horrible or against the Lord, could you knock?
Did you just say something there, Dawn?
Did I say what?
Did you say something
Nothing
there?
at all.
That's a voice.
I thought that was something.
Footstep.
Could you make those footsteps louder, please? Try and make those footsteps louder.
Something at the back of the church, is there?
Hmm?
Is there something moved at the back of the church?
And so say.
I heard a rustle.
I just see, I don't know if it's affecting yours, but I saw like a little red light flickering. Could be yours. Oh, it might be that.
I might be Eddie's, yeah.
Yeah.
My jacket is very, very quiet.
No, I saw a light. But it might be that light there, that might be reflecting somewhere.
Gotcha.
Okay.
What was that?
There was a sound.
I've had that before. I'm in that room. We've had it.
I've been in there tonight. Yeah, put it in. See that?
As you can see,
Did you
guys,
hear the footsteps?
I didn't know.
Oh, they were nice.
As you can see, it's quiet.
Yeah, you did that, though.
Was that a foot? What was that? Was that you, Dawn?
That's a footstep.
Was that your footstep, Dawn?
No.
So is there somebody in here with us this evening? I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's somebody in here all the time. Somebody from the spirit world. Creaking's me, guys.
Hmm?
The creaking is me.
Could you make those footsteps louder, please?
Creaking's me, guys.
What should you do? Just said yes.
Huh?
What have you said?
Right, guys, okay, so I'm going to do an EVP session now. If I can turn this on in the dark and see if we can get any spirit voices through the voice recorder. So just going to do a vigil. Bear with me a sec.
So that's me, recognise.
Well, I'm not sure what that was, guys, but my camera just went off, and my camera doesn't go off on its own without any interference. And that's just after I heard tapping myself and Dawn. And I think, did you hear it, Eddie?
Yeah.
Did you hear it, Sid?
Yeah.
Just after the tapping on the camera. So make of it what you will. I'm not going to lead you, but make of it what you will. These are the type of things that hopefully make it worthwhile for us. So let's review this. So let's stop it and play this. Are there any spirit energies with us in this church tonight? Is there a man of the cloth or maybe one of the parishioners of this parish? Would it be possible to come forward and talk to us, please? Maybe we can't hear you, but
Did you hear that?
hopefully this voice recorder will be able to pick up
Wasn't it?
your voice.
Oh, sorry, bear with me.
Are there any spirit energies with us in this church tonight? Is there a man of the cloth, or maybe one of the parishioners of this parish? Would it be possible to come forward and talk to us, please? Maybe we can't hear you, but hopefully this voice recorder will be able to pick up your voice. Could you tell me your name, please? My name is Dan, by the way.
That's the tapping on the camera.
That was the tapping on my camera. No, it wasn't me.
Wasn't?
No,
3 little taps.
on my camera. Did you just tap on my camera?
Yeah, there's a.
Yeah,
Could you do that again, please?
That's
no,
Eddie.
it's Eddie, yeah.
That's Eddie, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's a tapping on my camera. Would you be kind enough to do that again, please, if you don't mind, so I can definitely make sure that it's you tapping? Thank you very, very much. I don't know if you guys... Oh, and again, thank you very, very much. I don't know if you guys are hearing that, but there's a tapping on the camera.
Can I just check
Yeah,
something?
of course you can.
If you move back and forwards, it's not...
No.
No, fine. It's fine.
No.
Yeah.
I can feel it being like a pressure against it, a little pressure. So, would you be kind enough to tell me your name, please? As I say, my name is Dan. There's Eddie over there,
And I'm Dawn.
and there's Dawn, and we've got Sid there as well.
Yeah, that's...
Do you like tapping the camera?
Oh,
Yes.
You do? Could you tap it twice for yes and once for no,
I'll do
please?
it. I'm not doing it now, you asked me.
Is it definitely you tapping my camera?
are you still with us?
Are you still here? Yeah. Well, that's quite weird.
That's just Eddie and that. Right, okay, so it seems that we've had quite good results with it. Well, we've had not bad results. So I think what we'll do is we'll continue in the vein of doing EVPs for the time being and seeing what evolves from that, guys. Hopefully we'll get something a little bit more clearer as they become used to us. I mean, they're used to Eddie anyway because he's like part of the furniture here. But as they become used to us, then hopefully they'll be kind enough to interact with us. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Why don't you ask?
Well, just asked. Maybe they can hear me.
I see if they know they're dead. What do you reckon?
Possible.
Yeah.
Right, guys, go do another session with this. Is there anybody that would like to come forward to talk to us this evening? Even if it's just knocking and footsteps, it's all to be appreciated. We'd be ever so thankful. There's the haunted pew right in front of the door there, so. Would you be kind enough to come forward to let us?
Was you just been moved, was it?
think-
That rustling sound? Not the rustle, but on wood.
I think it might be.
I think that was Sid, was it?
Yeah.
Was it you, Sid?
Was it not on bloody toilet, is it?
No,
No,
it's
it's
that.
really
So
loud.
that was me, that was me.
On wood. So it's not, well, it wasn't you. It wasn't you, Sid?
Oh, because it's a very noisy cave.
No, it wasn't that.
It was wood tapping, wasn't it? I think that was Sid, was it?
I
Or-
think it was. I think we were. But
I don't know. I mean, so what it
See, the
is,
trouble is, guys, it's an old
that's-
building, there's a lot of wood in it, so
you see,
creaks and cracks and
what happened
bangs
is it'll sound
could be
really
settling
loud,
or
and then
somebody
your
moving on the
mask- your
seats. I'd like to
mic
come
must
forward to identify themselves to us, please, if you'd be kind enough.
Oh, I see.
Would you be kind enough to walk up and down the aisle so we could hear your footsteps, possibly, please? Gorgeous door. Do you know what year it is? Or could you tell me what year you think it is? Please.
Kevin said he-
Could you tell me who's on the throne? So, for example, we today have Queen Elizabeth, the second on the throne. Could you tell us what regent that you identify with, please? That was me. What do you think of Matthew Hopkins, the Witchfinder General? Have you got any feelings either way on him? Did he do the Lord's work, do you think?
Possible voice there.
I'm going to stop that now, guys.
Another one there.
I'm not going to play the whole thing back, but if I find anything on it, I'll let you hear it. Right, so take absolutely no notice of the stupid hat that I've got on my head and I've had on most of the evening. We did another EVP session. I did one off of camera, but if I get anything on the review, then I'll put it on the I'll put it on this investigation tape.
So one voice.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did it say? Was it something nice?
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Oh, really? So Dawn says she just heard a lady's voice. So we'll see, review that and see if we got anything. It's amazing, guys. The thing is that what happens is always the way that they won't talk to you directly whilst you're doing the investigation. You're asking them questions. But when you stop talking to them, you ignore them, they think you're ignoring them, or you're talking amongst yourselves, then all of a sudden it's like, hello, I'm here. And so that's the sort of thing that if Dawn's just heard a lady, it's probably what she's doing. It's like, excuse me, I'm here. So they probably think we're being rude and ignoring them. So unfortunately, it's the best way to get evidence sometimes, and activity. Go on, Dawn.
Sorry, there's a slight echo in here as well.
There is a slight echo.
So I'm not sure. It did sound like a female voice.
Go on, anyway, it's interesting.
What's that?
It could be from the light there.
What
I
you
feel like I did, while you two were talking, I thought I heard a female voice.
So we will see. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous building. Oh, look, what an absolutely stunning church. It really is.
Called out. If you want to call out again, that'd be great. Let us all hear you. I heard you.
Is your name Elizabeth? Is it Thelma?
Thelma, are you here?
Looks like a tap there.
That's me.
Might be with us. That's what I thought.
So is there a Thelma in the church this evening? Or an Elizabeth? Both lovely names.
Should we try and go completely dark? I'm just thinking of what Eddie's saying.
Yeah, can do, can't we?
Just for 5 minutes.
What do we need to turn off then?
Well,
I've got my hat on.
Miss Pearl, are you here?
Let's turn this off.
Eddie does one of his singing, that brings up the energy.
It does, yeah.
Go
So I
on,
remember
Eddie.
him.
Go on.
Go on, Eddie. Get in that pulpit, Eddie.
Go on, start singing.
Sorry?
Get in that pulpit.
Singing. Go on.
Okay, got to be sort of fairly quiet as you head up there because you can get some nice EVPs.
So Eddie's going up into the pulpit now. He's done it before when we've been here, and it's trying to raise the energy. So he'll go in there and he will.
So you better
You'll see in a minute. He'll sing.
quiet this part.
So let's have a look. Let's see what happens. I'll turn you around to Eddie. See if we can raise the energy.
Just suddenly got cold.
Yeah, do you know what? I think that's because we've been sitting here a while though.
Yeah, I've got cold nose, haven't you?
No, I just suddenly got really.
It's me moving.
Okay.
I bet they're terribly expensive, those infrared cameras, aren't
It's around about £600.
they? Are they really? Wow.
Unless you can get them cheaper now, because I picked up another one, and that was 200 in the second-hand shop, and that went perfect.
Ah.
But brand new.
Is there anybody got a message for Eddie? Being up in the pulpit there? Are you happy with him being up there?
Did you like that?
Right, so we just heard some crackling over there. It was like somebody undoing a wrapper. And again, it's when we ignored it. We ignored the energies, the spirits, the people. And it seems to be coming from that haunted area, did it, Dawn?
Yeah, it's not Eddie because he's just moved and it's not. I
No.
thought it might have echoed from over there.
It was about 2 or 3 times, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, no, but more than that.
Was it more than that?
4 or 5 times now.
And again, when we ignore. I don't suppose you want to go and sit in there, Dawn, do you?
Not particularly, no. I'll let you do that.
What's that?
I've already done it.
Oh.
That's me laughing, Eddie.
No, I just wondered what you meant there. Have you had a go in the haunted poo, Sid?
Sorry?
Have you had a go in the haunted poo?
Oh, no,
Come have a sit in there. Front.
Dawn's let the side down again.
Front seat.
I'll go in there and whistle a haunted refrain.
So we'll see if we can get. So Sid's going in there now.
Yep.
So Sid is going into the haunted pew.
No clapping, please.
See if you get anything.
What do you feel like being inside there?
Huh?
What do you feel like being inside there?
Nothing really. I might be just insensitive. Who's supposed to haunt this pew? Is it no?
We don't know. You have no idea, but I'll tell you.
Knee moving, guys. Knee moving. Anything, Sid?
No.
Yeah.
As I say, it might be that I'm just too insensitive.
Maybe have a go then.
Females, most witches.
Yeah, it might be better for you
You
actually.
ever went in there, did you, Dawn?
Sorry?
Don't think you ever went in there.
You did initially, didn't you? With me first of all, didn't you?
Oh, no, yeah, no.
You
not
went in,
today.
we went in like before, didn't we? You and I.
Yeah,
Right,
right,
so-
is it on my after? Can you tell me your name?
What was that? You said what?
Like my after, can you tell me your name?
See, laughter, guys, brings the energy up as well. That's me.
She was making that cracking noise early. Do that again now? Can you let me hear that cracking? Or is that your dress? Move your dress? Move near to me.
Possible voice there.
I'm not actually feeling anything here.
No, I didn't pick anything up there either earlier on.
I'll tell you the story of the place.
Please do.
7, maybe 8 men
Right.
gone sailing there, and all of a sudden they just burst into tears. Nothing they could do about it. They reckon that's the most saddest feeling they've ever felt in their lives.
Well, good.
And yet nobody knows the story behind it.
Nobody knew anything about what it is. I've done the same as what I've done with you, not told you anything about it.
Right.
But there has been 8 people up to present, men, that have sat in there and all of a sudden just burst into tears.
Ah.
One of them was a squaddy, fresh out of the army.
Were these investigators, Eddie?
Yep, yeah.
And are they no relation to each other? They didn't. There's no connection.
No, not at all.
So separate occasions, separate men,
All completely different.
all complaining of the same
Yep.
thing.
Extreme sadness. 2 have actually said the only time they've actually felt sad as that was when the father had died.
Oh, really?
And they said that was the sadness that we were getting.
So you lost somebody here. There was a funeral, wasn't there?
That's what I would guess.
Was it your father?
You know what, I wonder if it's because when you lose somebody, when they pass over, the family probably, the immediate family probably initially gather at that, sit at the front, don't they? So maybe you're looking at hundreds of years of sadness and elegy built up.
Residue.
Yeah, from different people.
In the atomic structure, the brickwork and the seats.
Yeah, exactly. He's holding on to those feelings.
Yeah.
But you see, the thing about it is, it's definitely not just residue. It's only every so often you will get it.
Maybe it's something. Maybe if the climate's right, maybe if you got the perfect storm, as it were.
They reckon Flintstone records things, don't they?
Yeah, Flintstone crystals. Yeah,
Stones
I can well believe it as well because they use the same component in tape, don't they?
That's right. And I wonder whether, the stone tape theory is fascinating, isn't it?
It's amazing. Yeah, it
I
is.
can honestly say that I honestly think, in my own opinion, that stone tape theory is something that scientists couldn't explain with EVPs, and they've always said, try and find something to debunk it.
Yeah, but when you get but when you get an entity, let's say, appears in period costume and does the same thing over and over and over again, it's a film, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's not responding to the modern.
Yeah.
He's not aware of you.
No, it's the fact as well. There's different types of haunting, isn't there?
Yes,
There's residual. There's intelligent. There's
When they've altered the building, taken a wall out, taken some beams out, only part of the ghost appears.
yeah,
It's all
exactly,
that sort of thing, isn't it?
exactly.
It's fascinating.
I think the interesting one was at York, wasn't it? When the guy said he saw the Roman Legion come through the cellar.
Policeman, wasn't
He
it?
can only see them from the knees up,
That's right.
and they said the real road was below where it would have been.
Yeah.
So that made perfect sense. And they didn't. The way he described at the time, he described the uniforms. They said, well, there wasn't a legion that dressed like that, and then they found out that they were an auxiliary
And the
legion.
sides they wore their swords.
Exactly,
They wore them
right,
on the
exactly,
left, on the
exactly.
right, so you could turn their hand backwards and take the sword
Exactly.
out. Yeah.
And it turns out the guy, everything he'd said was spot on. I think he was a young electrician, wasn't he?
Yeah, they said they looked shabby.
So they looked unshaven and everything, yeah.
Not like you see in a film.
No, definitely not.
Well, you see, what it is in most cases of Roman coins and that, and paintings, in a lot of cases, you get the Romans, most of them are shaved, I've got beards. If you look at
Well, yeah.
that's a voice.
I think that was a dead silent, was it? Did you
Eh?
just sigh?
No?
No, that was a scream. Sort of like,
Yeah.
you getting frustrated because we're not talking to you?
We're ignoring you, I think. We did
Did you?
That's just the sort of time they'll react.
exactly. We'd interact with you a lot more if you would come forward and communicate with us. We don't want to ignore you. It's just that we're not getting anything to enable us to interact with you.
I tell you what, it's getting colder in here.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I
Was
think
it a
so.
mother you lost here? Did you lose your mother?
Sorry,
Oh, she's talking to...
what's that, Don?
Calling out. Was it your father?
There's bits and bobs going on here, but I don't know if I can attribute it to paranormal or not, but you know me, I won't jump. But there's definitely little bots and sods and bits and bobs going on.
You are?
I'm just talking to the camera, mate. I'm just saying it's little bits and bobs going on.